Dream Warrior Special Edition. Uh, yeah, interrupting 31 Days of Dread again. This is something big. This is something that kind of affects everything moving forward. So let's just rock and roll, hit that music, and let's go. Yeah, so this is us. We're back. How you doing out there? Uh, Going through my beverage. It's water. Uh, yeah, we got water right now because yeah, this is something that I felt important enough to interrupt 31 Days of Dread, and I really didn't wasn't releasing 31 Days of Dread, even though again there's shelf episodes in case there was a like a schedule mishap or slowdown, which actually did happen also. So a couple different things happen at the same time as they normally do. It's never just one. It's never just one obstacle. It's multiple obstacles. So yeah, it's what we're about to discuss and go over, and it's mostly opinion, mostly my opinion. It's Harvey Weinstein. I thought this was important enough to yeah, like kind of stop everything and be forced to go on a run of double releases for 31 Days of Dread. But here's the great thing. We have one of my favorite movies on Netflix coming up next. And I'll hype it up now. It's called Beyond the Gate. And if check it out, watch it, and then, in the next day, listen to the episode because I'll be talking about it and kind of going into a lot of how it relates to the first day one, the Bunny Man massacre, and how these movies are very important, very significant, and they should be put right up there on a shelf and not idolized, but paid attention to. So if you've been watching, following the news, not following the news, there's all of this stuff happening with Harvey Weinstein now. And the funny thing is, though, there is this idea that a lot of it was like unknown. And essentially, what's been happening is he it came out a story that was like snuffed by CBS or NBC. The major news outlets just didn't want to run the story. I think that the Washington or the New York Times eventually ran the story, and it was about Weinstein and his practices with women, uh, within Hollywood to get roles, or just his way of, controlling sexual favors to put people in spotlights. And it's kind of funny. I it's no secret. I read a lot. I have a thirst for it. I appreciate history, like real history, people, real history, like the type of history that is about Christopher Columbus not landing in America. Okay, so because I know some of you out there believe that he did, so I just have to say that. Yeah, so this practice, the stuff with Harvey Weinstein is a part of Hollywood. It's within Hollywood's DNA. Uh, it's that is no surprise. Anyone that's shocked by that is grossly naive. Um, if anyone is shocked that Weinstein does it, grossly naive. Any actor or actress that says that they were unaware of this practice, and generalization here to make a point, they're lying and they're complacent. So, we have this back and forth. Some people might have known, some people may not have known. That's beyond the point if you love movies, because Weinstein's a little bit of a villain to me, because he's the one that stole um, the Oscar for Saving Private Ryan with Shakespeare in Love. So for there's a side of me that's like you get it, you had this coming, you you scoundrel. Sorry, I'm driving my phone, so my phone's in front of me, because it's October 12th timestamp, and we're at 6 o'clock in the morning. I just saw Andrew WK last night, and holy moly, transformative concert. One of the most high energy concerts I ever been to. And the third piece of the Dream Warrior Slowdown is also a little bit of my socializing last few nights, and the next couple nights coming up. It's one heck of a run, let me tell you. Exhausting alcohol every single night. Last night was tequila and grape soda, which is the drink Mark and I made for the Tom Cruise Mummy movie. So it's a mix I call the Mummy. Cheaper the tequila for that combo, the better. Um, yeah, so Harvey Weinstein, powerhouse, came in prominence, like came into power the only way you come into power in Hollywood, which is making good things. Again, like, people don't seem to realize that you only get opportunity in Hollywood when you continue to produce, and if you don't, you're out. They don't want you, because it's a product based industry. Yeah, has Harvey Weinstein had like failures? Has he slipped up? Has he made movies that didn't deliver, or lower, lowered expectations? 100%, yeah. But what he touched along the way, yeah, changed storytelling, challenged storytelling. Uh, some of it even made us look into ourselves, and ask questions. Uh, yeah, so it's very unfortunate. It's unfortunate that Hollywood now is cannibalistic in its approach to the way that everyone's putting out personal statements, which is beyond me. Like, even Kevin Smith's personal statement. I don't understand what you get out of that. What you get, like, if you're not interjected in this story, do not involve yourself in this story. Believe it or not, filmmaker or no filmmaker, actress or actor, your opinion is not worth it. It's not, and the backlash you can get if you are misspoken. I'm sorry. I think we got some Dallas rummaging somewhere around me. I don't know where he is, but I'm sure the microphone is picking some of that up. But okay, so along the way, uh, we're going to get positions by some of these actors and actresses that are just going to get blown out of proportion. And this is the real danger if you love movies. So, danger one would be, like, we're losing Harvey Weinstein. Fine, let him go. We don't need you. Uh, Number two, okay, it's going to be that some of these people who are even denouncing him are going to be called out as hypocrites and complacent, and they're going to be called out, like Rose McGowan is already calling out Ben Affleck hard, that he knew. So this is not over. We're maybe 2 weeks out of this thing dying down. Okay, so this cannibalistic nature is going to expose people. People will take something from 10 years ago, throw it into what's happening now, and create a narrative that is pleasing, that gets clicks, that gets reads, and essentially it's going to derail or completely, like destroy careers. And one of those people right now in the crosshair is Ben Affleck. Uh, he's very deep in this, and he's deep because he interjected himself with a personal statement and immediately got called out, and then and then spends like yesterday. I'm kind of happy that there was this all these other things happening around me that slowed down the 31 days of dread, because some of the stuff yesterday, if I talked about this a day or two ago, which is what I wanted to do, uh, yeah, I would have missed a few things. But he essentially spent yesterday, the 11th, defending groping women, apologizing for it. He's naming names. People putting up videos, like interviews with Ben Affleck, being kind of like weird around some of his co-stars. But like I don't know. I think there's a lot of banging that happens on film sets, because a lot of these people get together, they get married, they even have kids. And when you make a movie with someone, it's very close, it's very intimate, kind of honest along and by honest I mean the feelings are heightened, the emotion is there, and people are honestly gravitating towards one another. Uh, so like that's a shadow, or not a shadow. That's like fog. That's a cloud. Like who can make heads or tails out of that? So we now Ben Affleck just straight up being accused of this stuff. He's in the Harvey Weinstein conversation. Uh, it's not going to be long before Warner Brothers just tells Ben Affleck, "Thank you. Like we appreciate your effort towards the Dark Knight, but you're not. We can't have you as our guy anymore." And they'll out him. Uh, they'll out Ben Affleck when they get their next guy. So Justice League Part Two, the Batman movie. Uh, they'll just get someone else, and it's being associated with Ben Affleck will be for yeah producing a product. The corporation needs to continue, and you are now a dirty mid-aged man that kind of already doesn't have a lot of positive social media traction. So we'll give it to someone hungrier. Well, which is kind of funny because his portrayal of even Bruce Wayne is an older, aged gentleman, and that kind of it does leave few people that would be able to fill that void. I don't know, get Fosbender. I like him, or I don't know. Who else? Who could replace Ben Affleck as the older Dark Knight? Uh, it's a good question, but yeah. So, um, and then we're going to have a audience rejection of some of these people who are implemented in being complacent with Weinstein, who are caught up in these stories. Like so again, created stories. Not all of them are going to be honest, and people won't see those movies. So we're gonna have a huge blowback from this, not just from a filmmaking producing standpoint, from a studio. It's really going to be the audience is just going to say no, like we've had enough, and this is already on the heels of a bad year with cinema. This past summer, really bad. I started to do a series that was deconstructing some of this. I didn't like a lot of it. Same as 31 Days of Dread. There's a lot of shelf episodes I'm going back and reviewing and listening to, and I'm just kind of hating them one by one. So I just want to redo them one by one. So I just look. if if you're not creating like monumental work for yourself, you ain't living, kiddo. You ain't getting it done. Okay, but we're going to see a purging. We're going to see lower box office from this. One of the points I make that sorry, I just sidetracked there. Again, like butts and seats. Butts and seats is 1,000% down. Okay, butts and seats is not happening in modern movies, and Blade Runner 2049 is a victim of that because look, Mark and I had congruent opinion on that. There's a lot of things that we felt. I think a lot of the reviewers, people coming up now reviewing the movie, kind of everyone's kind of saying what him and I said, but everyone's saying it. They're adding it to some of the negatives, but they're praised it. It's like they're just overlooking everything. And I don't know. I think if you can't just sit down and enjoy a movie, if you can't do that, deep movie, sophisticated movie, old school, the other guys, any type of movie. If you just can't do that with any type of movie, The Last Unicorn, the movie's not good. It's that simple. It's not good. So, the highfalutin people love Mother. They love Blade Runner 2049, and I kind of don't. But that's something else. But yeah, this is potentially, like the final piece in the fall of Hollywood. This Weinstein business, because it not only does, like tear apart Hollywood as a community, but you wanted someone as a community also. It's going to tear it apart. Projects will slow down, not get made. It's going to hit the product. The people are just going to reject the product because it's not going to be good, and or they don't like who's in the movie because of their politics and personal views, especially on something like this. And I say politics because politics is deep in Hollywood, so some of that's even coming out, which is another reason why I always reject when it's in movies, and I identify very quickly when it's in movies because I just don't. Hey, Dallas is here. Yeah, because I think it's part of that corrosion. So it's going to be interesting what comes out in the next few days by the weekend. But I'll be very surprised if Ben Affleck survives his role as Batman. Going into Monday, I'll be shocked. I'll be disappointed in Warner Brothers also if they don't out him and tell him to go home. But yeah, a little depressing. Special edition of Dream Warriors. But those are some of my initial thoughts around the Harvey Weinstein business. And yeah, fingers crossed that Hollywood rebounds and we get growth from this. But it's tough. I don't see it going any way but down. This is a part of the spiral with people already going to the movies less. Going to the movies less. Okay. What we got? We got like Thor coming up. Okay. Hey, Thor Ragnarok. Go. Let's do that. Let's just all go see that. Oh, and the Star Wars trailer came out. That was cool. Sick of seeing Ed X.